Good morning, all of you. My name is Bhumika Pandey, and I'm the pupil teacher of RKG Educational College, semester third student. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about a topic figure of speech, English grammar. So today we will discuss about the topic of English grammar. So let us start. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about figure of speech in English grammar. So first of all we know that what is figure of speech in English grammar. Okay, why the poet is using mainly the figure of speech is using in the poetry. So why the poet is using figure of speech in his poem. So first of all we should understand that what is figure of speech. Okay, now so we will discuss about figure of speech. So what is figure of speech? Figure of speech beautifies language. It beautifies the language. It is a form of expression. It expresses the words of the poet, and that intentionally deviates from the ordinary mode of speech for the sake of more powerful, pleasing, and distinctive effect. It is a pictorial or poetic language. In a short word, we can say that it is a pictorial or poetic language of poet, because the poet is mainly using figure of speeches in his poetry. Mm. A figure of speech heightens the effect of language and influences the expressions with a touch of sensitivity. The poet uses this figure of speech for touching the sensitivity of the poem, and for giving the quite enough finishing of the poem. Then the poet is using the figure of speech in his poem. There are many figure of speech in this poem. There are many figure of speech, and we will discuss one by one about all the figure of speeches. Figure of speech are mainly of many types, but in general we are using with eight figure of speech in our daily is life, or you can say the poet is using mainly these eight figure of speech in his poem. First one is simile, second one metaphor, third personification, fourth hyperbole, fifth irony, sixth onomatopoeia, seventh alliteration, eighth repetition. So these are the eight figure of speeches which are used by the poet in their poetry, or we can say these are the main figure of speeches which are mainly used in the poem. Okay, you you were as brave as lion. So in the first example you are seeing that you were as brave as the lion. It means in the sentence the braveness of lion is compared with a person. Okay, with a person. So as and like are the sign of the figure of speech simile. The second one is she is as strong as an ox. So he is as strong as an ox. Ox is comparing with the strong of the axe. The strength of the axe is compared with the human or a person. So it is also the comparison between two things as or like, with the help of as or like, is in the simile. So a simile is a figure of speech that makes a comparison showing similarities between two different things. So in the figure of speech simile, the comparison between two things are showing similarities. uh, we are just uh, we are seeing that the comparison the in the this figure of speech, the comparison is done between the two different things to show him like the in identical. Just for example, we are using like or as for comparing the two things in this figure of speech, because as or like are the main word which is used for comparing the two things. And here is example, I have taken cute as a kitten. So we can say that she is cute as a kitten. Or you all have seen the kitten, so we can say that she is cute as a kitten. So, we are comparison the beauty of a girl with the beauty of kitten. Or we can say her face is look like a moon. So her face, it means we are comparison the moon with her face, so it means we are saying that her face is look like a moon. Okay. Now next, laughter is the best medicine. We are saying that laughter is the best medicine. Second one is, her tears were a river flowing down her cheeks. We are in this two examples, we are trying to show you that we the two unlike we are showing that two unlike objects are showing identical. Or we are it calls attention to the similarities of two unlike things by treating like them identical. Here is the laughter and medicines. These are two unlike things, but they both are when they mix with each other, they looks like a identical. Laughter is the best medicine. Or we can say in Hindi कि वी आर सेइंग ना दैट मुस्कुराना सेहत के लिए अच्छा होता है, हंसना सेहत के लिए अच्छा होता है. So that is the laughter is the best medicine of best medicine. Her tears were a river flowing down her cheeks. In this example also, we are trying to show that the two unlike things are showing as identical. This the two unlike things, when we show it is article, this is called identical, this is called metaphor. This figure of speech is called metaphor, a figure of speech in which a word or phrase that ordinarily designates one thing is used to designate another, thus making an implicit comparison. Metaphor is a word which has, in Greek terms, it is called, divided into two parts, that is meta and phero. So meta means over and phero means carry. The meaning of the real meaning of metaphor is carrying over. A metaphor is an informal and implied simile. It is also just like the figure of speech as simile, but it is little bit different in the with the simile. And it calls, as usual, I have told you earlier that it is called the two unlike things are showing identical in this figure of speech. Now here the example, that bus is driving too fast. In that bus, and the second one is, the wind is whispering outside. Here are the two examples over there in the slide, and the first one is, the that bus is driving too fast. So we are comparing this bus driving with a person. And the second one also, the wind is whispering outside. We are trying to say that the wind is whispering outside. Just like when the winds blow frequently, so it seems like that the someone is talking outside. Okay, when we peoples are talking in murmuring form, it's just like that, with that we are whispering. So that's the comparison between the object to the uh, person. So in figure of speech personification, inanimate objects and abstract notions are spoken of as having life and intelligence. Personification occurs when the author or speaker gives human characteristics to non-human objects. In this figure of speech, when the author is giving to the speaker, or speaker is giving a human character to the non-human character objects. Just like Just like say there's example, when the night doth meet the noon in the dark conspiracy to banish even from her sky. Okay, when we are comparing the non-object or the non-human object things with the human objects, it's called it's mainly many poets use this personification figure of speech in his nature's poetry. Mainly, this figure of speech is used in the nature's poetry poems, because author relates the nature to the humans, just like the wind is blowing, like it, hair is blowing, and mainly the in daffodil poem, the figure of speech personification is used in it. So the personification figure of speech is used for the comparison to the human characters to non-human objects. Now next, he is running faster than the wind. Next day, this back weigh a ton. In the sentence, you are seeing that the he is running faster than the wind. No one can run faster than the wind. Okay, but here we are saying that he is running faster than the wind. It means we are uh, we are adding this sentence to a more effective way, or we are saying that it is beyond it will we will say that is it is beyond the characters. Or we will say that is beyond the characters. So it is just like that. Okay, this bags weigh a ton, so we can say that this bag is weigh a ton. So this figure of speech is hyperbole, an obvious aggregation intended to amuse or use for emphasis. For example, I have been waiting for ages. I ate a ton of chips for lunch. Hyperbole figure of speech. The word hyperbole is made of two words: hyper and bole. Okay. Hyper means beyond, and below means throw. Beyond, throw, and it means therefore a throwing beyond. It is each things are represented as greater and small, a greater and smaller, a smaller or a better or worse than they really are. We are in this figure of speech we are saying that that we are using it beyond the throwing, मतलब कहते हैं फेंक रहा है, वो फेंक रहा है, that is the throwing the words, okay, throwing the word in the very high manner. Next is delivering bad news by saying the good news is. Second one is walking into an empty theater and asking it to crowd it. This is in this figure of speech, the word is using word opposite, that the bad, good, and the empty and crowded. So in this figure of speech, it is based on the setting one thing against another. This is called irony. In this, irony is a use of word that means the opposite of what you really think, especially in order to be funny. You are using this figure of speech for using opposite word in this. For example, this is my brilliant son who failed out of college. This is my brilliant son, but who is failed out of college. She is greater singer who sings like a crow. We are in this figure of speech, the poet is using for the funniest moment. When we have to add the funniest moment in this in our poetry, we use this irony figure of speech. The buzzing bees flew away. He looked at the roaring. There are the two examples. The buzzing bees flew away. When you see them when the bees are flying, then they भुनभुनाहट करना. They are buzzing like that. And he looked at the roaring. जब मुझे देख रहा खा जाएगा. That is he is saying that the onomatopoeia is a figure of speech, is a word that sounds like its meaning. that in this figure of speech we are using sounds, that is murmuring, whispering, and that roaring, zap. These are the figure of speech in it. Okay, onomatopoeia is a word that sounds like its meaning. It can also be used as it can also be used it can describe as the use of the word which imitate a sound. In this figure of speech the sounds come, like I have earlier told you, that murmuring, whispering, and when the teacher is saying na, don't murmur in the class or don't talk in the class, that is sound. Onomatopoeia, there's a more example that you have seen in the first picture. You are seeing the cow is standing, and you often hear this when the cow is standing, then more the sound produces, and the sound of cracker is boom, and the dog sound is quack. And this is the big bad bear scared all the baby bunnies by the bushes. And the second one is go and gather the green leaves on the grass. Here you are seeing that the big bad bear and baby bunnies bushes. Here you are seeing the sound of b. B alphabet is repeating continuously in the sentence. Big bad bear, baby bunnies bushes. So here the sound of alphabet, that B is coming. So the sound of alphabet is coming in this, and that go gather and the green leaves on the grass. Go gather green grass. The sound of G is continuously repeating. This figure of speech is called alliteration. In alliteration, we are using the repetition of sound of alphabet. That is, have you figured it out yet? Here are more examples to help refine you that define alliteration. Shoo shook her silky silver hair as the sun was setting. The sound of S is repeating continuously in the sentence. So the repetition of sound of alphabet is called alliteration, figure of speech. And the Elizabeth easily eyed an elephant in the elevator. This is not the figure alliteration. Okay, and this there you are saying, seeing, ooh, cell phone. Why won't you load my messages? Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. Here you are using the exclamation sign, or you are using the punctuation signs over there, and the apostrophe signs also. So this figure of speech is mainly used for the apostrophe, addressing someone absent, dead, non-human, as if the person or thing were present. This apostrophe figure of speech is mainly used for when the person is absent, dead, or non-human, or if the person or thing were present. First example is, "O nature, thou art my goddess." In this, the nature is not present, not a person or here present, but we are assuming that, oh nature, that we are talking with nature. So, oh nature, though my art my goddess. Little lamb who made the blow winds blow. That the in the apostrophe, the word apostrophe literally means a turning aside. From where the apostrophe is used, from that side the turning sides came. And by the use of this figure of speech, a writer turn aside and address a person absent or dead. As we earlier told, okay, the writer is using the poet is using this apostrophe for turning or for siding, that the turning point of his poetry. Then he uses the apostrophe for giving the turning point to his poetry. uh, uh, there is some example. "O liberty, though goddess, O liberty, though goddess, heavenly bright." Then the next day, "O wild west wind, though breathe an autumn being." So these are the figure of speeches we have discussed it. That the simile, metaphor, oxymoron, and that the alliteration, and apostrophe. There are many figure of speeches which is used by the poet in his poetry. And the this figure of speech is used for making their poetry more effective and sensitive, so that the poet is using this figure of speeches in his poetry. Okay. Thank you.